Hello everyone, my name's Nathaniel. Welcome back to the Maple Table. On today's episode, I wanted to talk a little bit about Hunters Entertainment and some things that they have going on. And here's why I wanted to talk about them. Hunters Entertainment is going to be the company that is going to be producing and publishing Werewolf the Apocalypse 5th edition. Now, they do have a couple of other games and some other media that's out there right now, and that's kind of what I wanted to touch on today, since there is no new Werewolf news. Not yet. Hunters Entertainment has a Kickstarter going on right now for their flagship game, Altered Carbon, which is based off of the Netflix show. What I'd like to do is go through the Kickstarter, and we'll cover a little bit of information around what they're doing with Altered Carbon. The reason I want to follow this is because most likely they are going to be doing some form of Kickstarter for Werewolf 5th edition. So if the Altered Carbon one goes well, then presumably the Werewolf 5th edition one will also go well. And that's my hope. So that's why I wanted to just bring this to everyone's attention. If you're fans of Werewolf the Apocalypse, let's take a look at the Kickstarter info. So this is the Hunters Entertainment website, and here we can see, obviously, their button for backing the Kickstarter. But they do have a few other games that they are working on, like I mentioned, Werewolf the Apocalypse, the Altered Carbon, and it looks like they're doing Hunter's Gathering. I don't know what that one is, but that's a newer one. Now, if that's Hunters, similar to Hunters the Reckoning, which was a Chronicles of Darkness, also part of the kind of the genre of horror games, then that one would be okay. So it looks like they produced some stuff for some Dungeons and Dragons. They've done this Chronicles of Zandaria. They have Outbreak Undead, which is a horror survival simulation RPG. They have done Kids on Bikes. I don't know what that one is. And Icarus. So they have a few things that they've done. But let's take a look at the... this is what we're here for. This is the Kickstarter. So they've made their backers pledge here. They're about $250,000. That's Canadian dollars, so I don't know what that translates to in US. But it will be a smaller figure in US funds. Some of the things that you can get. The art is very nice. Bay City, I'm guessing, is going to be your main city setting. The art in here looks very nice. Gritty, sci-fi, action, noir. So it's going to be a noir kind of a vibe to it. Murder noir. This is going to be a character sheet, it looks like. Strength, perception, empathy, willpower, acuity, intelligence. Interesting. And I took the time to watch a video that they had done to explain some of the skills, and they're going a little bit different, and I'll explain that in a moment. Now, there is some unique dice that you can get here. These are cool in concept, but in practicality, very, very impractical. Because they are dice that are only lit under UV light. While that is cool, it means you have to carry around a UV light with you. Oh yes, here's the skills, the skill dice. So the object of your skill check, instead of rolling a higher than the DC when you're doing a normal skill check in, for example, Dungeons & Dragons or Starfinder, what you will be doing with this is the storyteller, Dungeon Master, will set a difficulty for the check, and then they must roll that number or lower. It doesn't really change the percentage in terms of success or fail. It just changes the way it goes. You want to roll low instead of high. So a bigger dice is worse than a smaller dice, which is an interesting concept. I like that. Yes, here we go. Some of the pledge levels. So the digital copy of the book, the physical and then digital copy for $50 US, some slip covers and some temporary tattoos and some cards and stuff. This is $100 US, and then it just starts getting ridiculous. Full set of dice for $250 plus all the other stuff, and then some trinkets. I'm guessing these would be involved with the show somehow. I didn't watch the show, to be perfectly honest. And then I think these are some separate editions that you can get. GM screen, more dice, figures, whatnot. So they haven't finished updating this yet, but they are currently at 250,000 from what I can see. So they should have met their stretch goals, and we'll see what comes up with those. Basically, I just want to follow this. I've signed up for their newsletter, so I'm going to be receiving information from them. And I just want to know how this goes. If this goes smoothly, that will give me very high hopes for Werewolf the Apocalypse. If they do a Kickstarter for the 5th edition of Werewolf, I will probably participate in that. And yeah, that was basically what I wanted to draw attention to today. So that was all that I had for you today. I just wanted to bring attention to the company who's going to be handling the newest edition of Werewolf and what they're doing. So if you're interested and want to see what they're doing, you can follow, obviously, their information. I should note that I am not paid for this. I'm not getting any sort of kickbacks for promoting this or talking about this. It's just simply something that I was interested in and thought was useful to maybe the community around this. Obviously, you should hit that subscribe button because this channel is going to be covering all things related to role-playing games. So if you enjoy that niche, hit subscribe and pay attention to our stuff. And with that, thanks for stopping by, everyone.